We're gonna make some homemade chicken and noodle soup tonight. Let's go check it out. I work in senior living, and what I've learned from several of my residents through the years, who would be in their 90s to over 100 if they were still alive, was homemade chicken noodle soup you cook with a whole chicken, because it's a chicken from that broth that is part of the healing process, is what they say. So I've got me a whole chicken here. All right, so I've got this whole rotisserie chicken here, the whole shebang, and get it in there. And then I'm going to cook it in some chicken broth. It'd be helpful if I opened it, huh? Just for that added chicken flavor. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Got to get this boiling and let it get to cooking. So to add to your soup, you're going to add, I think I had like 4 or 5 stalks of celery. Y'all know I measure with my heart, so I'm not sure. I love this little chopper. Look how quick that stuff goes. And then about 2 large onions you're gonna put through this chopper as well. And then I did about, better cut that smaller. I did about, you know how carrots are different sizes, so probably about 5 carrots, just different sizes. Get all this. I've got all of that cut up, and you're just going to put it in here with your chicken and let it cook as well. So this is probably going to cook 15-20 minutes. Got to just let that chicken cook real good. I just went back and watched the beginning of this video, and I had a breakdown at the grocery store and just started bawling. You just never know when it's coming on. Whew, I have a hard time when I see people around my daughter's age, and it just, so sorry about that. My eyes are shot for the rest of the day, but all right, I've had this chicken cooking for a while, probably about 35 minutes, and it's still cooking. I've been flipping it probably every 10 minutes, so I'd make sure each side of the chicken gets cooked. And now I'm going to add some seasoning. So I'm going to add about, y'all already know, 3 heapingfuls of my garlic. No, probably 2. Let's not make it too garlicky. And then I've got some fresh thyme here, thyme, whatever y'all call this. I always say it wrong, you always correct me. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to drop it down in here. Not the whole thing, probably half. And then I'm going to add some basil. I didn't have fresh basil, so I got this big old dough from Sam's Club. We're going to add some basil. And then I'm just going to add some salt and pepper to it. And then we'll taste it later and see if it needs any more salt and pepper. But for now, all right, we're going to let it cook probably another 15 minutes. Okay, the chicken got cooked, and I removed it from the pot, and I'm going to let it cool off, and then I'm going to literally just pick all the chicken off and put it back in here. So we still have the chicken broth in here boiling with all the seasonings. I got this country pasta wide egg noodles. It's like a homemade egg noodle. I got it at, hell, I don't know. I don't know if I got it at Target or King Supers. I can't remember. But I'm going to put it in here and let these cook. I think I'm going to add a little bit more chicken broth here. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, just a little. Maybe 1 more cup of some chicken broth. Give me one. Let that come to a boil. Guys, I just eye it again. Because, you know, again, it's a soup. It's not a creamy soup. It's chicken noodle soup. I'm going to add a little bit of parsley in here for some, make it look pretty. Now, just let those noodles cook up. As this chicken cools off, then I'm going to start plucking the chicken. I'm not plucking it. Plucking is plucking feathers. But I'm going to start picking all the meat off of the chicken, and just as I pick it off, I'm just going to dump it right in here. So I had put that fresh thyme in there, thyme, whatever y'all call it. And so you've got to pull those sprigs out after it's done. And then I got all my chicken in there, tasted, made sure it was seasoned. I had a little bit more salt and pepper to it. And ladies and gentlemen, food for your soul. This is the real stuff here, baby. Real stuff. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. Look at that. Chunks of chicken, those homemade egg noodles. You got the vid, you got flu, you got anything respiratory. This is what you need to make, because it is so amazing. I mean, it's hot. I mean, straight up hot. One of my oldest residents, and one of my first buildings that I worked at, just passed away a few weeks ago. She was 102 and a half. And at 102, she was still texting me books. But this, I'll never forget when we had the flu going around our building, and they wanted chicken noodle soup, and the cook didn't make homemade. And I only said, nope. And she wanted to go back in the kitchen and show us how to make it. And then she explained to me why, like cooking that whole chicken in the natural, using the natural broth is way better than the fake stuff. The natural fats in there and stuff, she said, just all together, that is the best food for your soul. And looks way better than any canned chicken and noodle you'll ever eat. It's amazing. Ooh, that bowl's hot. And I personally like these homemade noodles. Like, these egg noodles are thinner than those thick ones, and this, to me, these are just perfect. Use whatever kind of noodles you want, but I love these. Y'all, this will make anybody feel good. Woo. Make my homemade chicken noodle soup and tell me what you think. If you like my recipes, don't forget to like my page and share this with your homies. See you guys the next round.